guess I'm not done talking today. Like I said, I just had to get some supplies. Don't really feel like making videos in the grocery store yet. Maybe someday, but not today. I wanted to talk about Trump some more. I mentioned the Jamie Raskin video where he basically said the Congress is gonna overrule the people if Trump wins the election, which I think is not outside the realm of possibility. They're gonna have to cheat bigger than they've ever cheated to keep him from winning this time, I think. And they may do that. Confession, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I believe the 2020 election was stolen. And I also accept there's an argument to be made that the 2016 was stolen for Trump by the Electoral College. But I think that's how our system was designed to work. Hillary got the popular vote, but the electoral votes went to Trump. So Trump got the spot in 2016. In 2020, the numbers just don't make sense. There were too many abnormalities. All but one of the bellwether counties was wrong for the first time, I think, ever. I don't know that that's ever happened before. I'm not a history buff or anything of that sort, but the idea of bellwether counties is that they're strong predictors of the outcome of elections, and all but one of them got it wrong in 2020. That's just one thing. I associate with some people who have done deep analyses of the data, and there's just a lot of things that don't look natural to me. I have a little bit of an analytical mind, and of course I'm a technical person, as I mentioned. But coming back to Trump, the man's obviously not perfect. He says things that I wish he wouldn't, but something you probably haven't seen certainly haven't seen on the mainstream news is, I believe this is a man with a heart. Like myself and everyone else I know, he's human. He's not perfect. I know I've said and done some stupid things in my life. And like I said, Donald Trump has as well. And I don't always agree with him 100% on his policies, but I think he has a good heart. I think he has the best interests of the people in his heart. Obviously, he wants good things for himself as well. We all do, right? But I watched a couple of videos last night that just happened to come across my YouTube feed, and I'm thankful for them. Two different instances of Donald Trump interacting with individuals with special needs, and he's so kind and gentle with them. I haven't seen that from any other politicians, and maybe I just haven't seen it. Maybe it's something that happens. But if Donald Trump was the horrible person that the media tries to make him out to be, I don't think he would be kind to, hell, I wouldn't expect him to even interact with people with special needs, Down syndrome and autism and other disabilities. I've mentioned several times I have a disabled son, so that's a topic that's near and dear to my heart. The people in that population are some of the kindest and most fragile and most needing of care and protection. My first video I told you guys my son fell and injured himself, and that's still weighing on me. I'm still trying to figure out how to get his teeth fixed. It's going to be a long, slow, expensive process, and I don't know how we're going to do it. We'll do it. That much I'm telling you. I don't know how, but we'll do it. or we'll get it done one way or another. But coming again back to Trump, you know, it sickens me to see how he has been villainized in the media, had the government and the judicial system weaponized against him. And people are going to call that, if anybody listens to this video, as many of you as there may be, they'll call that, you know, partisan speech or conspiracy theories. It's pretty obvious to anybody that's awake and paying attention. You know, I mean, the documents case, he in Mar-a-Lago, he had a bunch of documents, and the FBI raided Mar-a-Lago and you know, called it I don't know what they called it, but they made it criminal for him to have those, or tried to make it out to be criminal for him having those documents in his possession. Meanwhile, Joe Biden had quite a few, maybe more, I don't know the specific numbers, but was in possession of similar documents. And he had those from a time before he was president, when he should not have been in possession of them at all. And they got completely different treatments. And I think that says a lot right there. And then you take into account the fact that a year before Mar-a-Lago was raided by the FBI, the National Archives sent all those documents to Donald Trump for him to have and keep. And then they turn around and try to make it out to be criminal for him to have them when they sent them to him. It's ridiculous, and disgusting. And I've seen comments on social media from people in other countries that see things for what they are in America these days, how the government and the other levers of power have been pointed at Trump, and he is made out to be the end of democracy. And I don't know if you know anything about Alinsky's Rules for Radicals. I think that's where it's from. But that's a communist tactic. And yeah, I'm anti-communist. Confession again. But one of them, I believe it's Alinsky's Rules for Radicals. One of the rules is accuse your enemies of what you're doing. And I see that going on more and more all the time here in America. The people destroying the country are accusing Trump of destroying the country or destroying democracy, or accusing people who support Trump of destroying democracy, destroying the country. And to be fair, you know, there's plenty of Trump supporters that I do not agree with. The people wearing bandages on their ears in solidarity with him, I thought that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Well, maybe not the most, but one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. And I don't align with those people. Well, maybe I align with them, but I don't agree with them. I don't think Donald Trump is a god or perfect. I will say either he is blessed by God for some reason, or the man has a golden horseshoe in his back pocket after that close call with the shooting in Pennsylvania. I also will say I was shocked but not surprised that somebody took a shot at him after they've called the man everything but white for the last 8 years. They've spent 8 years demonizing him, and at times he's done himself no favors. But again, I think he's a decent person, probably one of the most decent people to ever enter the arena of American politics. Man, I didn't want this to become a channel about politics, but here I am. Any rate, one of the other points I wanted to make today, I obviously am a Trump supporter. But I wanted to state that we're not all those people with the solidarity bandages on our ears. I think that was ridiculous. And no, I don't think Trump is a god. I don't think he's perfect. I don't worship him. But I do remember what the economy was like under his administration. And things were better even before they shut it all down for COVID. You know, everything was more affordable. The world was better in a lot of ways. Show me any other president that got peace agreements started in the Middle East. They don't exist. Donald Trump's the only one. Show me any other president who refused a presidential salary and lost net worth while he was in office. There's no other. He's the only one. The rest of them get richer. And they do it on your back and my back. I think Trump is a good man. He ain't perfect. Again, I don't worship him. I recognize a lot of faults in him. He's got a checkered past. But hey, so do I. You know, you tell me you don't, I'll tell you you're a liar. We're all human. We all make mistakes. And the best we can do is learn from them and do better, you know, going forward. So, we're not all in the cult. And on the same token, people on the left, I think there's good people on the left. Unfortunately, they're not the ones that are the most vocal. They've really got us in a bad position as a whole people. We're not a whole people. We're a divided people, and that's bad. It makes us easy to manipulate, easy to control, and that's the game. That's what it's been all about. I think for 40 plus years, certainly for 10, 15 at least. I think the people started to wake up and turn against the ruling class with, I don't remember the year it was, but the Occupy Wall Street movement. But unfortunately, that was co-opted and poisoned. And since then, they've kicked it into overdrive with every possible manipulation to turn us against our fellow citizens. Because if we're fighting each other, we can't fight the ruling class, right? And that's where we are. We're about to, like Jamie Raskin said, civil war conditions, because they're not going to let the people take back control of the country, or they're going to do their damnedest to not let us take back control of the country. And again, I don't think Donald Trump is perfect, but I think he's the best chance we've had in decades to turn things back in that direction, to turn the world back onto a better trajectory. All right. That was longer than I thought it would be. I didn't have a target time for that video, but I wanted to speak my mind some more, and so now I have, and I'm getting into some heavier traffic, so I should put the phone down and pay attention to the road. So have a great day, folks.